that it locks the 4 doors in this too. So it's locked, but it just opens up without. Yeah, I tried that too. I've tried everything. I tried to look to see if there was any key thing to lock it manually.
Usually when you do it twice, it locks it off.
Happy, sir?
He's ready.
Oh.
government was already seeking ways to tame the Colorado through the engineering skills of the Bureau of Reclamation. But with 7 states disputing how much of the river's water each could claim, construction of a dam, any dam, was only a dream. But in 1921, Secretary of Commerce Herbert Hoover joined representatives from the 7 states to seek out a solution to equal water rights. Hoover proposed to simply divide the area into a lower and upper basin and leave further negotiations to the states within those basins. This compromise paved the way for the Boulder Canyon project to be constructed. And in 1931, the structure that would one day bear Hoover's name began with an explosion. Not only of black powder and dynamite, but one of human tenacity and ingenuity. It was the largest single contract awarded to that time by the federal government. It took the combined resources of 6 companies, forged into a single contracting entity, to undertake the mammoth project. But before the first shovel of earth could be removed, the Colorado River had to be diverted from its timeless path. The key was to cut 2 tunnels through the canyon walls on each side of the river, each 56 feet in diameter and approximately 4,000 feet long. The 4 tunnels took 2 years to complete. With the tunnels open and cofferdams in place, the Colorado River had no choice but to leave its riverbed and flow through the man-made corridors. With the river diverted, steam shovels dug through as much as 135 feet of silt, mud, and gravel to reach bedrock. And there, Hoover Dam began as a simple square wooden form filled with concrete, followed by more than 3 million cubic yards of concrete over the next 2 years. Add the adjoining structures, and enough concrete was placed to build a 4-foot wide sidewalk around the Earth's equator. Heat from the setting concrete was predicted to take more than 100 years to cool, but engineers fashioned 1-inch steel pipe inside each concrete block before it was poured. A refrigeration plant so massive it could produce a 1,000-ton iceberg every day continuously pumped cold water through the pipes, cooling the concrete so construction was never interrupted. This innovative idea helped the entire structure be completed in just 5 years, 2 years ahead of schedule. Hoover Dam was built with 5 million barrels of cement, 18 million pounds of structural steel, 21 million pounds of gates and valves, and 840 miles of pipe. The scale of some of the equipment was beyond the capacity of American highways and railroads. The pipes that would carry water from the reservoir to the generators were so large they could not be shipped, so a manufacturing plant was created to build them at the site. An infrastructure of highways, railroad tracks, and power lines had to be created to move men and materials from outlying areas to the dam site and to supply electricity for construction. An entire town was needed to house the workers who were pouring in from all over America in the midst of the Great Depression. The project averaged 3,500 workers a day, working 3 shifts, 7 days a week with only 2 days off a year. The pay scale started at $4 a day, a good wage in the midst of the Great Depression sweeping America. Amid the country's economic uncertainty, the workers in this canyon gave new life to the nation's spirit, as they gave new life to the desert Southwest.
This is an engineering victory of the first order, another great achievement of American resourcefulness, American skill, and American determination. And that is why I have the right once more to congratulate you who have builded Boulder Dam, and on behalf of the nation, to say to you, well done.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt dedicated Boulder Dam on September 30, 1935. In 1947, Congress officially named it Hoover Dam. Some call it the most prodigious engineering construction feat since the Great Pyramids of Egypt. When a U.S. Senate committee endorsed construction of Hoover Dam in 1928, its report said, "A mighty river, now a source of destruction, is to be curbed and put to work in the interests of society." And so it was. Hoover Dam brought the desert flood control, a reliable supply of water, electrical power, and more. Behind a 726-foot-tall concrete face lies Lake Mead, America's largest man-made lake. Born out of the collected waters of the Colorado River, it could cover the entire state of Pennsylvania to the depth of 1 foot. But held behind Hoover Dam, it is a life-giving source for communities throughout the Southwest. On its way to meet downstream needs, thousands of gallons of water per second flow from Lake Mead through the dam's 17 giant turbines, producing clean, non-polluting hydroelectric power. Hoover Dam produces almost 4.5 billion kilowatt hours of electricity each year, enough to serve the needs of over 1 million people. The sale of this power has repaid the entire cost of constructing Hoover Dam, and continues to fund the yearly operating and maintenance costs as well. Hoover Dam helped ensure a future for the communities that settled along the river and the low, flat valleys of Southern California and Southwest Arizona. In Las Vegas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and other smaller cities, Colorado River water delivered from Lake Mead helps meet the needs of millions of people a year. Hoover Dam and other dams along the Colorado River contain the floodwaters spawned each spring by melting snows, and from their reservoirs flows an assured and reliable water supply for water users throughout the basin. Combined with the warm climate and rich soils of the lower Colorado River Basin, water from Lake Mead has created some of the most productive farmland in the country. Farms in Arizona, Southern California, and Mexico, irrigated by these controlled flows, produce over $1 billion worth of vegetables and fruits throughout the year for dinner tables across the nation. The clear reservoirs and controlled river stretches resulting from construction of Hoover and other dams have created year-round recreational opportunities at the National Park Service's Lake Mead Recreation Area and other locations along the Colorado River. Hoover Dam first helped create and now helps sustain the high quality of life enjoyed by millions of people in the desert Southwest. At Hoover Dam and its other projects throughout the West, the Bureau of Reclamation is focused on efficient, effective, environmentally sensitive water resources management to help ensure our limited water supplies can meet the needs of all who depend on them. Wherever the system delivers water, life flourishes. Engineer, humanitarian, politician, fisherman, and conservationist, believed, as did many others, in a vision where man could affect nature for the good. With every touch of its coarse concrete skin, and each sparkle that dances behind its crown, Hoover Dam reminds us of the need to dream noble purposes and the strength of the human spirit to achieve great aspirations.
All right, everybody, we're going to get you in line here for the power plant tour. Stay with your family and your friends. If you get separated, you could end up on two different tours.
Super short elevator ride. We're gonna go up 37 feet, which is about 3 stories. When we get off, we're gonna go down a tunnel to the power plant. Lee will talk there for about 5 minutes, if the door ever closes.
Are we in the right place?
Are you in the right place? Yes? Absolutely. Were you on tour with Lee?
Yes.
You did not have a different guide? You did
There
not
was
have
a
a different
guy.
There was a different guy?
Taller guy.
I don't know, you're on Lee's tour now, guys. If you weren't on Lee's tour, I don't know where you're going for. Come on, you guys. We're gonna have you guys stop right here. I'm gonna have you guys stop right here. Wait for these guys to go through.
We're in the wrong spot. They were on the
Okay.
spaceship tour.
Okay, well, just hang out for a sec. I'll talk to you guys in a sec, okay? The rest of you guys want to follow this way?
That's our group.
Right this way? Okay.
We're just gonna go right there. I don't know how we got there.
Speed is your guide, right? You were in the right spot. We're all the same people. Wow.
Here's a water fountain right around the corner here if you want to drink. One down, one down. Lots of room down here. Good time to start taking your photos, and an excellent time to start taking your selfies. Get those selfies going here. Those of you back by the door, come down this way. There's a lot more room down here, and you aren't looking at the back side of that crate. Come on down here. Thank you. All right. So this is the Nevada power plant that I mentioned at the last stop. Now, if you look down the length of the building, there are 8 generators down there, and they're all down there on the floor. They have the blue tops on them. 6 of those generators have a white light on top of them. That means they are running right now and producing electricity. Now look at the generator. The first one here has got the blue top and the red bottom. What you see there is about half of the generator. The rest of it's located down below that floor. 4 stories below the floor is where that turbine is located. I mentioned water passing by the turbine spins it. Well, that turbine is attached to a steel shaft that's 7 stories tall. Near the top of that shaft is something called a rotor. Around the edge of that rotor are 40 electromagnets that weigh about 4 tons apiece. At the edge of the rotor in the red casing, we have over 5 miles of copper wire. Alright, see what happens if you get rid of 20 people. The elevator has lots of room, right?
My husband is not here. Excuse me, my husband and son are missing.
Okay, they're on the other elevator.
Hopefully.
Yep, the numbers came out right.
He has the keys to
Enjoy,
the car.
enjoy the next minute apart. All right, this is going to be the end of your guided tour. When we get upstairs and the door opens up, you're facing the dam. And it's bright out there because the sun's out, so have your sunglasses ready. When you walk out the door, turn off in this direction. First thing you're going to see is a desk, and that's where they have your photographs. And for those of you missing somebody, you'll also see them when you head off that direction. Just beyond the desk is the exhibit hall, and you're going to see a stairway. Behind the stairway is an elevator, and take the stairway or the elevator up to the observation deck, and that's all up there. Great view up there to go take pictures and everything. Just be careful you don't lose your hats, glasses, cell phone, and everything else off the top. You will not get it back if you do. When you're done, you come back down to the exhibit hall level, you walk outside through the turnstiles, and you'll be on top of the dam, free to wander anywhere that you like, okay? All right, I want to thank everybody for coming by today. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Just be safe and be careful in this heat out here, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you now. Everything's off this direction. Photograph, observation deck. If you're missing somebody, they'll come out right there straight here.
Wires coming out of them. This is called the takeoff structure. From the takeoff structure, the wires carry the electricity up and over the canyon walls at 230,000 volts. The towers that support and direct the wires are leaning into the canyon. These are cantilever towers, designed to ensure that the wires do not touch the walls of the canyon and short out. Now look downriver, midway on the canyon wall, and you will see a rectangular concrete building with 6 holes.
Hello.
This is the valve house.
Hello.
There are 2, one on each side across the base. It looks somewhat like an upside-down pyramid. This massive arch gravity structure contains 3,250,000 cubic yards of concrete. That's enough concrete to build a 2-lane highway from San Francisco to New York City. The thickness of the roadway is a mere 45 feet, but as the dam expands,
Did you see this highway here? Bridge. We're gonna go across there. Okay. See up here, this is what I think they're checking out. Finished. Let's go. Exactly.
Oder 61, weil hatte der nicht eine runde Zahl, der Obama?